Hello, today we will talk a little bit about properties of polynomials. So, polynomials have different properties. They have sign changes, they have their own degree, and quadratic functions have also the discriminant. So this is only degree when degree is equal to 2. So you already learned the meaning of all these words in the previous videos, and also you learned what they say about a polynomial. But there are some details that I left out, so in this video I want to clarify some of them. So sign changes, you might recall that the number of sign changes, I'll represent changes with a delta, is equal to the number of positive real zeros. So I want to go back to a problem that we worked with previously, which you might recall is x to the fourth minus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. So the number of sign changes here, we go from a plus to a minus, so that's 1. We go from a minus to a plus, so that's 2. We have in total 2 sign changes. And as you might recall, our graph looked like this. So as you might see here, we have actually 2 positive real zeros. As a side note, remember that the sign changes only tells you the number of positive real zeros. You don't know how many negative real zeros there are gonna be. In this case, it's 2, but not necessarily always. So just remember that the number of sign changes tells you the number of positive real zeros in a function. So now the degree. The degree tells you many things. So the degree tells you the maximum number of zeros. So going back to the function we saw previously, the degree of this function is 4. And how many zeros do we see here? 4. Because that is the maximum number of zeros in a function with degree of 4. Now, also, something that I didn't mention previously and that I want to make clear now is that the degree minus 1 is equal to the maximum number of turning points. What do turning points mean? A turning point is when your slope changes sign. So the slope changes sign. So in this case, we see that here we have a positive slope and here we have a negative slope. So this right here is a turning point. Now here we see we have a positive slope and here we have a negative slope. So this peak right here is also a turning point. Lastly, here we have also negative slope turning into positive slope. So this is a turning point. So here we see that we have 3 turning points. Why turning points? Turning points means that the graph looks like it's turning around. So first it's going this way, and then it turns completely around and starts to go down. So from going up, it turns to go down. Here, from going down, it starts to go up, and same thing here. So those are turning points. So right here, let me write the definition of a turning. So a turning point is a point where the slope of the graph changes sign, or you can think of it as the graph turns around or changes direction. So, but remember that this gives the maximum. So that means that the number of turning points will either be, in this case, either 3, which is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So it can be either 3, 2, 1, or 0. 3 is the maximum. Same thing with the number of zeros or x-intercepts. The most there can be is 4, but there could be less. And now the discriminant in a function with degree of 2, you know that this tells you the number of zeros, of real zeros. Or also if they could be imaginary. But that was explained in another video and I don't have much time to explain it right now. So feel free to look back at the other video or see some of the examples that will be shown later on.